What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to Geico SportsNite. I'm Chris Williamson, and she's Maria Marino. Coming up, there was nothing beautiful about the Mets on Saturday. They put up such an ugly performance against the Marlins.
Meanwhile, the Yankees put their division lead on the line against the Rays. And which horse race was more dramatic, the Kentucky Derby or the Preakness? You can decide that in a bit. Let's start with the Mets, though, trying to halt a 3-game losing streak. Mets at Marlins. Steven Matz back from the IL and facing his first batter of the game. John Birdie lines it deep to right. Home run. Marlins lead 1-0. Bottom third, same score. Brian Anderson hits it hard to right. Birdie comes around to score, making it 2-0 Marlins. Matz goes 3 2/3 innings with 5 hits, 2 runs, and 6 strikeouts. Bottom fourth, Tyler Bachelor replacing Matz with the bases loaded. He strikes out Birdie swinging to end the inning. Mets get out of a big jam. But the bats were not working. Top 6 one out. Pablo Lopez gets Ahmed Rosario to ground into the 6-4-3 double play. Lopez pitched 7 innings of one-hit baseball. Top 8th, Mets still down 2-0. Juan Lagares grounder up the middle. Miguel Rojas turns another double play to end the inning. Top 9th, 2 outs. Adam Conley gets Rosario to ground to short. Rojas makes the play. Game over. Mets get shut out 2-0. Here's Mickey Callaway on his job security.
As a leader, you can't ever worry about yourself. You know, I'm here. One of the things I told them when I got hired is that selfless service is very important to me. And my goal every day is to improve that room, be consistent, and make sure that our players continue to improve.
Is it difficult to maintain that belief and not think about what?
No, I mean, you know, I believe those things for the right reasons, because I do feel like we have talent in there. We haven't played like it. There's no doubt that that's been the case. But I believe those things for a reason. And I feel like everybody comes to the park every day for something greater than what's been happening. We have to start making it happen somehow, some way.
Take a look at the last 2 starts versus the Mets for Pablo Lopez, presented by Geico. It's like night and day, as you can see. Saturday, pitching 7 innings with no earned runs, as opposed to just 3 innings and 10 runs allowed back on May 10th. It's a shaky time for the Mets, with the manager's job possibly unsafe. SNY baseball insider Andy Martino has more.
Mickey Callaway will keep his job at least through the weekend, but obviously the Mets' listless performance in Miami and really tough time over the past couple weeks has led to serious questions about his job security. The most obvious choice to replace Callaway, if the Mets were to make a move, would of course be bench coach Jim Riggleman. But don't just assume that it would be Riggleman if the Mets got to that place. There is some thought that the team could go outside. This is tough to do in season. You'll almost never see it. It's almost always the bench coach that takes over. But if you just think of guys like a John Gibbons, who's got Met ties and who's managed the Blue Jays, a Buck Showalter, say, Dusty Baker, these are guys who might be able to come in and give what still is a fairly talented roster a little kick and get them going for the rest of the year. Again, not something you ever really see, but something that the Mets could consider. Robin Ventura, of course, another guy with Met ties. That's someone who, even if not on an interim basis for the rest of the year, I would keep an eye on as a future Met manager if Ventura decided that he wanted to come back to managing. So a lot of intrigue, a lot of names, no decisions yet, and I don't think this will be a simple couple of days or week or so as this plays out with Mickey Callaway and the Mets.
Yankees taking on the Rays, leading Tampa by a half game entering Saturday. Masahiro Tanaka making the start for the Yanks. Scary moment for the right-hander in the 6th. Tanaka takes a hard grounder off his right leg that lands the first for the out to end the inning. Take another look. Tanaka drilled on the shin. He would leave the game with a right shin contusion. X-rays came back negative. Not what you want to see there. Now, Yankees looking to add to their 1-0 lead in the 6th. Runner on second. Gleyber Torres singles to left. Austin Meadows charges and throws Aaron Hicks out at the plate. Yankees fail to score. We go to the top of the 7th. Tommy Kahnle serves up a game-tying home run off the bat of Brandon Lau, his 9th of the year. We're tied up at 1. So, bottom 9. Yankees looking to walk off for the 2nd straight day. Gio Urshela hits a deep drive to right center. but Kevin Kiermaier makes the catch right at the wall. Urshela's bid for a walk-off homer comes up short. We move to the 11th. Meadows takes Luis Cessa's pitch deep to right for a go-ahead home run, his 9th of the year. Yankees fall to the Rays in 11 innings by a final of 2-1. Here's Sweeney Murdy with more.
Okay, I know you were expecting another walk-off miracle. The Yankees didn't get one this time. But you know what? They've been pitching really well in this stretch. And even though they lost and are back in second place, I think it's gone overlooked about how good the Yankees starting pitching really has been. Masahiro Tanaka has put together a couple of really good starts lately. You know, CC Sabathia has pitched well. And the Yankees are getting healthier in that regard, too. James Paxton is a big key here. He could be back in the rotation by this time next week. And the Yankees' injured position players are getting healthier, too. You know what brought a smile to Aaron Boone's face before this game? Just the mention of Didi Gregorius and the fact that he is playing shortstop in an extended spring training game starting Monday. Didi could be back in a month, maybe. The Yankees are getting whole again, and they're already playing well. They're a pretty good team, and they're getting better.
All right, thanks, Sweeney. We're just getting started here on Geico Sports Night. Much more on the Mets coming up. How hot is that hot seat for Mickey Callaway? Our Baseball Night in New York crew is here to discuss. Plus, the Jets are in need of a new GM, and they may have their sights set on a future Hall of Famer. More coming up right after this.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Drivers just won't put their phones down. We need a solution. Introducing Smart Dogs, the first dogs trained to train humans, stopping drivers from liking, selfieing, and whatever this is. Available to the public? Never. Smart dogs are not the answer. But Geico has a simple tip. Turn on Do Not Disturb while driving mode.
Brought to you by Geico.
I'm Nick Bolton, and these days...
Hey there.
Hey there. It seems everybody has a pair of tactical sunglasses.
Good morning.
Morning. But what if you already wear glasses? Then you need these flip-up tack glasses. These new glasses fit right over your existing eyewear to give you all the benefits of our tack glasses while you comfortably wear your regular glasses. And watch this. When you don't need them, the lenses flip up and out of the way. Then snap right back into place when it gets bright again. Plus, like all tack glasses, flip-up tack glasses feature Bell & Howell light filtering technology that makes invisible objects suddenly become visible. But don't take my word for it. Check out what these people had to say. Take a look at the screen and tell me what you see.
Nothing, just blank.
Nothing. There's nothing there.
Absolutely nothing.
Flip down those tack glasses and look again.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. There was nothing, and then it just appears an American eagle. It's absolutely insane.
Can you read that fine print on the bottom right there?
Land of the free and home of the brave. God bless America.
Whether you're on the trail or on the golf course, on the water or on the slopes, with flip-up tack glasses, you'll always see clearly without any glare. There's just nothing like them on the market today. Here you go, buddy.
Thanks, Nick.
Act now to get your flip-up tack glasses for just $19.99, and we'll even ship them to you free. Only tack glasses feature the precision and quality of genuine Bell & Howell lenses, and they're backed by our lifetime guarantee. But wait, order today and you can get a second pair. Just pay a separate fee. You get it all, plus free shipping. Here's how to order.
To get your flip-up tack glasses for only $19.99 with free shipping, call 1-800-709-1081. That's 1-800-709-1081, or visit us online at flipupglasses.com. That's 1-800-709-1081, or visit us at flipupglasses.com.
Sunday, Rugby United New York, the city's first professional rugby franchise, returns to SNY as they look to rough up the Austin Elite. Coverage begins Sunday at 1, only on SNY.
2-2 coming. Rosario grounds one in the hole. In front of it, Rojas. The strong throw in time. And the Marlins have beaten the Mets for the second straight day. The Mets are held to one hit. And on the 18th of May, the Mets season has reached its lowest point to date as they lose their fourth in a row to fall 4 games under 500 for the first time this season.
He can't go up there and hit. I mean, you know,
he makes the lineup, he puts the guys in at the right time, and we're not producing. So, at the end of the day, he makes the lineup, he does his job, he's a great manager, and our focus on is winning games, and we're not doing that for him. So, of course, you guys are going to ask those questions, but, if we're not producing, it's kind of on us.
We're worried about tomorrow, honestly. Everybody's preparing for themselves and to win ball games. So all that stuff is out of our control and just pointless to even stress or think about.
Time now for Baseball Night in New York as Chris and I are joined by Anthony McCarron and John Jastrzemski. So the Mets lose to the reeling Nats. Then they lose a series to the worst team in baseball. How much of a hot seat is Mickey Callaway in right now as the manager?
Well, Maria, before Saturday, I would have said that his seat should not be that hot. But I thought that what the Mets did on Saturday was pretty poor. Not a lot of effort, not a lot of juice, not a lot of pep on those guys. And they got one hit by the Marlins. They killed the same pitcher the last time they faced him. And this was, after the first swing of the game, they didn't get any other hits. So, look, that's bad optics right there. And I don't know if are the players trying to make them look make it look that Mickey is not motivating them or something, which is a pretty extreme thing to say, but that's the way it looked on Saturday. I mean, JJ, I don't know what you saw, but there was nothing going on there for the Mets. They had no life, and they should be pounding the Marlins.
No doubt. I mean, we looked at this series over the weekend. We were looking at the New York Mets, bare minimum, taking 2 out of 3, dare I say, going out and sweeping a series, and to perform the way they did on Friday, deGrom giving you the terrible start, the no-show. Then you combine that with Saturday, when you get one hit by that Marlin team, that's an abomination. There's no other way around it. And there's an old adage in sports. We hear it over and over again. If you can't change the players, well, then what do? You change the manager, you change the coach. And I'm not saying it's particularly fair to Mickey Callaway, but when you lose and you perform the way they have against the Marlins, sooner or later the Mets are going to try to jumpstart their year. They have Riggleman sitting there, who has been the king of being the interim manager. Don't be surprised they lose this game on Sunday and Mickey Callaway is out.
But, JJ, it's not all Mickey's fault.
Oh, it's not his fault. They're playing like garbage.
Perfectly honest.
Totally agree.
The roster has flaws up and down, and they're playing poorly. Look, to me, the motivation was the problem on Saturday, the way that it looked. So that's on Mickey, but the rest of it is not all Mickey's fault.
Oh, for sure. But, again, if you can't change the players, then what are you going to do? You're going to change the manager.
Right. So Mickey deserves blame, rightfully so. But this is Brodie Van Wagenen's roster. How much blame should Brodie get? Should he get more than Mickey?
Well, you think about this offseason, right, Chris? There was this emphasis on Robbie Canó and Robbie Canó coming in and being the anchor for this lineup. And let's be fair, Robbie Canó right now looks like a corpse. Robbie Canó right now looks like a 36-year-old second baseman. And the worst part about this for the New York Mets, he's under contract now for the next couple of years. I know Edwin Diaz has done the job. Familia's been up and down. We haven't seen Jed Lowry. So, yeah, Brodie Van Wagenen, who talked a big game, and guys, he said, come get us. Remember that?
Yeah.
Come get us to the National League East. Not exactly come get us type material right now.
No, definitely not. But here's the thing about firing Mickey Callaway, if the Mets choose to do that right now at this point in the season. I mean, they're only 4 games under 500 as of Saturday, right? I mean, it's not what they want, but it's not phenomenally awful. It's not Marlins-like, right? So here's the thing. Brodie's got a lot of pressure on himself to make the right decision here, because if he does that, this is his one magic bullet, is to fire the manager, right? Does he look at that roster and say to himself, well, if we make this one change, that'll get everything all squared away and they'll start winning again? Because once he fires the manager, then all eyes are on the GM and the players that he procured in the offseason, and that's not a pretty picture if they don't go on a winning streak and don't turn the season around.
Well, guys, that's a great point. Great point. Why is that a great point? Because you think about the Mets making a change. They get rid of Mickey Callaway, whenever that may be. Then the next manager comes in here, whether it's Riggleman, whoever the candidate may be, there's no longer Mickey Callaway to kick around. So if you make that change, then everybody's going to be saying, Brodie Van Wagenen, you talked this big game in the offseason. You said the Mets were a team to beat in the National League East. What's going on here?
And will a new manager make the team better defensively all of a sudden? Because they're not a good defensive team. Is the manager going to make Jacob deGrom not give up, not get bombed by the Marlins the way he did on Friday night? Not get one hit the way they did on Saturday by the Marlins? There's a lot of flaws on this team.
Well, since the roster is being called into question, I'm actually curious, now that we're looking back and we have the ability to have hindsight, what do you think Brody should have done differently in the offseason?
In terms of adjusting the roster, I mean, I thought he should have bulletproofed the bullpen a little bit more. That was something that, I know they went out and got the flashy closer. Let's call it the Diaz trade, not the Canó trade. Fine, I love the guy. He's a great pitcher, Diaz, and I think they've got something there. But I think, with the way the bullpen is nowadays, it's so important. I think you need wave after wave of dynamite arms. And they left a few of those guys out on the table in free agency that they should have signed. I know they added Justin Wilson relatively late, and that was a fine move to get a lefty in there, but they should have added an Ottavino also, or someone else like that, another elite arm, because it hasn't worked really well with Familia, and their bullpen has been a wreck all year, and it's cost them.
They needed a big player in the offseason. I mean, they could have been in the market for Manny Machado or Bryce Harper. It's something we said over and over again. They went in a different direction.
JJ, Bryce Harper leads the world in strikeouts.
But guess what? He's here, gives your team instant credibility.
Well, I mean,
gives you instant credibility.
I don't deny
and
the
you know
sizzle.
he's going to hit. He hit a 500-foot home run.
Yes, I love Bryce Harper, but I don't think that like a big star would have been the only way they could have cured this team.
I totally get that, but Anthony, look at the Padres.
It would have helped.
But look at the Padres, though. The San Diego Padres, who are in oblivion, and it's not like Manny Machado is lighting the world on fire where he's hitting 350 with 15 home runs. But you see Manny Machado there, and think about it. The presence that he brings to that lineup makes a guy like Eric Hosmer that much better, makes everybody up and down the lineup that much better. The Mets are kind of missing that, even with Alonso performing the way he has, even with McNeil getting off to this great start. I mean, there's just too much dead weight. And we think about the move for Keon Broxton. The Mets gave up prospects, remember, to go get Keon Broxton. A guy like Adam Jones, who was out there, would have been a perfect filling outfielder for this
Don't
team.
get me started on the Keon Broxton thing either, because I know a lot of people wanted to see him gone, but the Mets didn't really give him a chance. He had no opportunity to succeed. I'm not saying that he would have lit the world on fire, but he was 6 for 10 lifetime against Patrick Corbin. Put him in the lineup against Patrick Corbin. That's on Mickey, too, by the way, if you want to pile on there. He didn't play against Corbin on Friday night. I mean, give me a break. So, look, they messed up there, and they squandered those 3 prospects for whatever they may be for Broxton, who they've now lost and left out there. So there's a lot going on there with the manager and the general manager.
All right, so Broxton was a clear disappointment, even though he didn't get as many chances as he might have should. Robinson Cano, for the second straight game, doesn't run out, a ground out. How disappointed are you in his level of effort?
I'm not the least bit surprised. We watched Robbie Canó for over a decade in a Yankee uniform. That's what you're going to get. I mean, Robbie Canó, to quote Manny Machado, is not going to be Johnny Hustle. That's just not his game. So when Robbie Canó is raking and Robbie Canó is performing the way he did for all these years with the New York Yankees and the Seattle Mariners, you're okay with it. You're going to accept it. When he's hitting 250, when he's not hitting for power, then it becomes that much more glaring, and it's going to bother you guys that much more.
Anthony, should he have been benched is really what I think it comes down to.
Yes, Maria, I think that would have sent a very interesting message, and I'm not sure that Mickey wanted to sort of go to that extreme, because that is really sort of drawing a line with a veteran, very well-respected player who's had a really good career and who, as JJ says, I mean, he hasn't been a guy who's run out every ball, despite his protests on Saturday afternoon before the game that he's run hard all year. That may well be. I thought he should have apologized and just left it at that, publicly, Canó, I mean, and not gotten into the I run hard all year. And he seemed to be getting upset that he was being challenged. It's on him to know how many outs there are in an inning.
He's a Major League Baseball player.
It's not up to the scoreboard operator to tell Robbie Canó how many outs there are. Give me a break. Ask the umpire.
Absolutely. Should be held accountable for that. Anthony McCarron, John Jastrzemski, thanks as always for stopping by.
Coming up, if you thought the Kentucky Derby was weird, wait till you see what happened at the Preakness. The unbelievable highlights are next. And it's not exactly rainbows and sunshine with the Jets after stunningly firing GM Mike Maccagnan this week. So what does it all mean for Gang Green going forward? We'll have a report breaking it down when we return.
Get new floors during Empire Today's gigantic 75% off sale. That's carpet, laminate, and even hardwood 75% off. Empire makes getting beautiful new floors easy. See samples in your home, get a free estimate, and have your floors professionally installed. Update your floors with Empire and get 75% off carpet, laminate, and hardwood. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. Aren't you glad for innovation? Things that used to be big and bulky now fit in your pocket. Even your hose. From the makers of the #1 expandable hose in the world comes another amazing pocket hose, the Silver Bullet. It's making other hoses obsolete. Look, that old hose is a pain in the grass, but the new Silver Bullet is the hassle-free hose. Just turn on the water and the Silver Bullet inflates from pocket size to super size. It's the hands-free hose that grows. Then turn off the water and it shrinks back down to a super light pocket hose. It's putting itself away. The other hose? It just sits there. No more dragging heavy hoses. No flipping and whipping to clear the kinks. The Silver Bullet will never kink. Look at that. I mean, that's a kink. And look at the water pressure. A Silver Bullet stores with ease. Perfect for boats or RVs. Look, your old hose and my Silver Bullet. Your old hose, my Silver Bullet. The exclusive bullet shell outer casing resists snagging, tearing, and wearing. It easily maneuvers around the garden without crushing your plants. And the Silver Bullet has no lead. These machine aluminum connectors make it safe for drinking. It's the lightest hose I've ever owned. Come on, dump the heavy old hose and get the Bullet. Get the super light 25-foot pocket hose Silver Bullet today for only $19.99. Guaranteed to last a lifetime or your money back. You'll also get the Bullseye adjustable jet nozzle free. Now hold on, order now and you can double your order. Just pay a separate fee. 2 hoses, 2 nozzles, 1 great deal. Stop wrestling with your old hose and catch a Silver Bullet today.
Call 1-800-503-5763. That's 1-800-503-5763. Call or visit silverbullethose.com. So call 1-800-503-5763 now.
Hey parents, your child could join Gary, Keith, and Ron in the booth to call half an inning of a Mets game on SNY. Just go to sny.tv/Kidcaster to submit your child's video entry to compete to win the 2019 SNY Kidcaster Contest, presented by RPM Raceway.
It's time for the Ram Rumor Report, and per NBC Sports, there's talk within NFL circles that the Jets may pursue Peyton Manning to become their next general manager. Adam Gase was the offensive coordinator in Denver when Manning revitalized his career, and reportedly, Manning advocated for Gase as a head coaching candidate back in January. Jonas Schwartz has more on the state of the Jets.
Well, the good thing is I don't read much because I think a lot of the stuff is crap, so no offense.
Just a week ago, that was Adam Gase's take on the rumblings of a rift between him and Mike Maccagnan. At the time, most saw it as a good, forceful response that would quiet down all of the rumors and calm things down. Oh, how wrong everyone was.
Hello, everyone, and welcome on into special coverage here on SNY. I'm Justine Ward, as the Jets have announced that they have fired GM Mike Maccagnan effective immediately.
Just 4 days later, the bombshell broke, with the Jets sending out CEO Chris Johnson's statement that Maccagnan was out.
It was a decision that evolved, and it took a while, and maybe I was slow at that decision, but finally came to it in the last few days.
I can't understand how you could let somebody spend $100 million and then you fire him after all this is done. And this has Gase written all over it as far as I'm concerned. You know, they talked about and tried to downplay in the papers all this rift and stuff, but at the same time, I don't think that Mike Maccagnan really had a hand in picking Adam Gase. I think this was Mr. Johnson's pick from the get-go.
And it left people wondering how on board Gase was with all of the decisions Maccagnan made. Quickly, reports sprang up Gase didn't want to spend so much on Le'Veon Bell, a situation a famous ex-New York running back says needs to be smoothed over quickly.
There's going to be some, I think, reconciliations that need to happen because Le'Veon he's keen to those things. And so I don't think it'll be an issue because he has a desire to be the greatest. And I know he'll be a huge asset for this Jets team, but how it went down was a little bit odd.
But as the calm finally began to settle in, there were reports of Gay's confidant, Eagles VP of Player Personnel Joe Douglas, was the lead candidate to be the new GM. And that could actually comfort Jet fans whose heads are still spinning. Because maybe now the organization that's paired Maccagnan and Bowles and Idzik and Ryan could actually go forward with everyone on the same page for the first time since Rex Ryan and Mike Tannenbaum worked together. And one of those two sure knows what really matters as the dust begins to settle.
If they get the right person now, I don't think we're going to be talking about that in a year or two. And ultimately, the face of the franchise are going to be two people. It's going to be Sam Darnold, the quarterback, and Adam Gase as the head coach.
And those faces of the franchise are hoping for quieter times, at least until training camp. Jonas Schwartz, SNY.
Still ahead on Geico Sports Night. Friday at the PGA Championship, Brooks Koepka broke the 36-hole record for a major. Could he keep up the pace on Saturday?
And the Knicks got to move some of their youngsters if they want to make some major moves in the draft and free agency. Find out who New York's already thinking about getting rid of when we return.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Whose dog is this?
It's my special friend Antonio. His luxurious fur calms my nerves when I'm worried about moving into our new apartment.
Why don't we just ask Geico for help with renter's insurance?
I didn't know Geico helps with renter's insurance.
Yeah, and we could save a bunch too.
Antonio, fetch computer. Antonio. I'll get it.
Get to know Geico and see how much you could save on renter's insurance.
Robinson Canó, 8-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger, and 2-time Gold Glove winner. And on May 25th, he adds another accomplishment to his resume. Jedi Master. The first 25,000 fans receive an Obi-Wan Kenobi bobblehead presented by Northwell Health. Saturday, May 25th is Star Wars Day. Get your tickets at Mets.com/tickets.
Don't wait. Now is the time to move up. Move up to next-gen connectivity. Move up to advanced safety. Move up to something a little more, well, Cadillac. In XT5, XT4, and the Escalade. Current eligible non-GM owners and lessees get this low-mileage lease on this 2019 Cadillac XT4 from around $369 per month. Cadillac, official vehicle of the PGA Championship.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
Hey, Joey.
Hey.
Home game tonight. You get an injury update?
Oh, don't even get me started, bro. My sciatica's acting up. I think I pulled a muscle in my neck. I don't even know what this thing is. I don't know where it happened, but I kind of developed like some underarm acne. I think I gotta switch out my roll-on. Have you ever seen this before? Take a look. Come in close. Yeah, whoa. Where you going?
SNY, complete coverage of every New York team, anytime, from any device.
Get your New York sports here.
Time for the 144th Preakness, and as soon as they're out the gates, we've got major drama in lane 9. The jockey falls off Bodie Express. Are you kidding me? Now, Bodie Express doesn't miss a beat. Says, fine, I'll run jockeyless. You can't make this up, people. Down the stretch, though, it's War of Will leading the pack, and War of Will wins the Preakness. But the real MVP was Bodie Express. And one NBA note before we go, not much of a surprise, but the Knicks are looking to trade, pushed aside point guard Frank Ntilikina for a draft pick this year and cap space, according to New York Post Mark Berman.
And a quick update on the PGA Championship. Brooks Koepka has maintained the lead at 12 under par, 7 shots ahead of the rest of the field. For Chris Williamson, I'm Maria Marino. Thanks for tuning in to Geico Sports Night. Have a great Sunday.